Welcome to this video. Here we will have a look at the latest development with regards to renewable energy, where we are now and where we need to go, what needs to be done and how big is the opportunity. Here's an interesting graph from IRENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency. It shows globally the different energy sources compared to each other, what percentage is applied by what type of energy source. One can see that in this graph that in 2016, more than 80% were supplied by non-renewable energy sources, such as coal, oil, gas and nuclear. The other 20% were supplied by renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, hydro, bioenergy, geothermal and other types. By 2050, it is estimated that 86% will be supplied by renewable energy sources and just 14% by non-renewable energy sources. Also, the total demand for energy will grow from 35 terawatt hours to 55 terawatt hours. This is because a lot of other industries will also be electrified, like transport and heating. So it's expected that 86% of the world's electricity generation will come from renewable energy by 2050. It is estimated that 30% of this will come from solar PV, and today we are just 3.7%, so a 10% increase. Here one can see how the total share of solar PV will increase from 480 gigawatts in 2018, 2,450 gigawatts in 2030 to 8,520 gigawatts in 2050. That is an 18 times increase from 2018 to 2050. This graph basically shows the same information, just in a different format. One can see clearly in this graph the rapid growth of solar PV and the decline of other sources such as coal and gas. Hydropower is also declining as a percentage of the total energy supply because the total energy supply is growing, but with the addition of renewable energy sources such as wind and solar, and not with hydro. So just a quick look at what was achieved in the last year, 2022. During Q1, the first quarter, the global installed PV capacity finally reached 1 terawatt. Of that 1 terawatt, 180 was installed just in 2021, so 18%. And it is anticipated that installation in 2023 will be more than 210 gigawatts. Again, from a forecast perspective, it is expected that the solar PV deployment will double over the next 10 years, from 2020 to 2032. That means if 1 terawatt was installed in the last 10 years, approximately, then 2 times as much will be installed in the next 10 years, taking us to 3 terawatt total installed capacity by 2030. What is interesting in this scenario is that the growth of PV deployment becomes linear at some stage. So it ramps up until it reaches a certain level and then just stays the same. Okay. To install the amount of solar we plan to install, we need to install 8.5 terawatts of solar by 2050. So further doubling from 2032. Okay, so just to visualize how big an area 8.5 terawatt of solar will cover, we can look at this map. So that would be about 170 square kilometers. If 4 soccer fields equals 1 megawatt, that means 34 million soccer fields needs to be covered. or 400 kilometers by 400 kilometers. So quite a big area if you put it all together, but if it's all distributed throughout the world, not that big an area really. So Africa stands out as a continent with a great need for electricity access, as there are still more than 500 million unelectrified households. They can also leapfrog the old technology with the large-scale power stations and big grids and go directly to solar. So one can see from these graphs and forecasts, significant growth is expected in solar power, and it is a very good time to be in the market right now.